It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Buffalo Bills. Stephen Hauschka now about set to get this one started. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Jackson. He goes full extension, and he's got it. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Jackson from the shotgun. And an alley to Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll throw on first down with Jackson, eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Snead. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Jackson. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. Flush to his right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson forced out to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Star Latulele busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Here's Jackson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 45-yard line. Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jackson now to throw again. It's caught by Roberts. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here's the first carry now for Frank Gore. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Gore again here on first down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the...
John Brown, the 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. John Brown, 64 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here now, Roberts. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. Allen now on first down. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Throwing is Allen on third. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Hey, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They run. It's Gore. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Tre'Davious White, the LSU man, there to knock it away that time. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson going to throw again. Snead's got it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. The ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to their football as well.
52 is the mic right now.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
I'm not sure, Brandon, we've seen a sloppier played game this year for a team on offense. Turn it over 4 times and expect to win? No chance whatsoever. And look, I have no idea what the ratio is about turnover 4 times and how that correlates to winning or losing. Not guaranteed.
And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Robert Foster, 54 yards. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Boys in a Shawshank. I don't wear ball, mains. All I ever do is ball, main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in it. Finish them. Mess around with me and I diminish them all. Even if I ever did the minimum all. In the Amazon, I better kill them all. Rogue one, but I got a team with me. Batman when I got a team with me. I get mean, I get green. Show the whole game what's never been seen. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Designer sneakers hurt my feet now. Every beat is getting beat down. Couldn't eat, well watch I eat now. Like how you getting paid to freestyle? Different cities every week now. Every woman is a now. What state prop you looking bleak now? I was home to sleep designer sheets now. 30 different missions. When I speak they listen. Couldn't find it so she fishing. Who the crew, it wasn't you. I know it's true cause you look like the opposition. Run it up. Greatest ever sums it up. I ain't have a lot when I was coming up. Kinda made my stomach turn when I brung it up. Wait.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, go tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more bars than a Shawshank.
Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm
P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird.
Sure, I'm going big.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium.
Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pounds. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused.
Hotel get a bird's eye view. Hotel get a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me. Baby, I'll be down so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks. I got some trusted shoes. Okay. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Okay. Death comes in threes. Wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones. Throw it up, celebrate some news. Ay. I do a good job. Pull up and pop out and pull off. Hat on and hood on. Pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one. They want to keep me. Oh, that's a good one. Pockets are dense. I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket. No change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown. Touchdown. 8th floor. Come down. Hotel. Lobby. Receptionist. What now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest. No recess in my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables. Now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it. That's what happens when you got dreams closer than a mansion. Plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking. They don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. Right. And I don't need you to okay it. Yeah. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left. Touchdown.
They check it to 10.
Hey.
Like that. It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag. My bad. You ain't getting too bad. My bad. Yeah. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Ay. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Ay. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
48 yards, I run it back. Ay. I cop a car, I run it back. Go yo, then run it back.
Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Hello?
That's the check calling.
Let me click over real quick.
To let my check talk it.
I eat, ooh, Pac-Man.
That's the way my neck talking. Right? I ain't never coming back. The way the stress.
You don't make no clap back when you backpack, my bad. But I'm past that. With an ass back, that's cash. When the money fall, I'ma slap that. Clap when the money go, you don't slap. That's facts. If the money low, I'ma grab brown man. When it come back, I'ma give back my bad. When the check hit, the direct hit. I'm glad when the check missed the direct hit. I'm sad like,
who's that knocking at my window? My window. They say that it's the money. I'm like tenfold.
Over and out.
That's gonna make you up like a limbo.
We're at the home of the Super Bowl 52 champions, Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Jackson on first down, sliding out of the pocket. Caught right side, it's Snead. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here, 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5.
Check that. We got Mike 52 right here. So we got man. Mike 52.
Throwing is Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. Now Jackson on first down. And an alley to run. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. To throw again on second down. Jackson. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wentz going to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. We're scoreless after 1. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
46 down, man, 5-4.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The throw there finding its way to Boyle. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. When the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. Got a man, it's Brown. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a third down.
Get on the field, defense.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. He's got the lane, and there he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick-6s.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the pick-6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this run.
I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. On 3rd and 2, Jackson. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Dancing to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. A new life now following the late turnover. Maybe a chance for points here before the break.
Yeah, pretty nice situation they find themselves in because they're really maybe one completion away from giving their kicker a shot, and that gives them a chance to get some points up on the board.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Throwing again on second down. Jackson flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Watch 52, watch 52. It's been a long day for you. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mark.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go deep down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
31 yards on the punt there. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
16 yards, a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Roberts got it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jackson, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. To throw again is Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Jackson now. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 11 yards there, 1st down. Wentz now on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 25. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
After the interception, here's Jackson, escaping the pressure right. And incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. But it'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Now Sproles. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. To throw, it's Wentz. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we've seen drive after drive come up empty for them. And they've yet to dent the scoreboard, yet still right in the middle of a 1-score game.
So this is where you absolutely have to forget everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. 1-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around. And we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Back to the air on second down. Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end selling the vertical route. Get the defensive.
And he will take this one in for an Eagle touchdown. Corey Clement taking it in. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Elliott on for the extra point. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He's going to let it fly. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, 76 yards, as his guys are back within a single score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Wentz to throw. He'll hit Jackson, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A big play there. 49 yards. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face, and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a two-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Now Jackson on first down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Jackson throwing again. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I ain't a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the road is my home and there's so many milkers. Bird in my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell as Sylvester Stallone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs saying hippies. Women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not. The stereotypes, they do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone dogs. I'm not a guard. Go hard with a squad. I'm playing my part, but I'm LeBron. Rings of the team, I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to the well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Take it higher, that's a God. Hand on my heart, no, I give it all I got. Wanna walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost. Who do it better than me? Yeah. Vision on 2020. Yeah. VVS, Cleverly. Yeah. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they know they taking notice. Taking notice, taking notice. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they know they taking notice.
Going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm going big, going big. Everywhere I go, they know the click. Way too many wins, they know the shit. They was hating, know they sick, acting like they know me. Cause I'm
P-P-P-Love, time to bring the bass bird.
Swear I'm going big like a lineman. She want bring the limes in. She wanna pull up to the crib, we can't dine in. Up right away, couldn't even get a vine in. Straight with the money, we aligned in. Tell me how they...
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Houston Texans. So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Come on, set. 14-9. 14-9. Strip the
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Exit, exit. Hey, 41's mic. 41's.
After the sack on first down, Jackson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Jackson. And that is incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Here we go on fourth down with Jackson. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. They snap it at one. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10.
41 Mike. 41 Mike. We own nil. We own nil. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike. Come to my world. We want it. Come to my world.
Throwing again. Jackson. Got him in. It's Brown. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on third and inches.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
41's Mike. I'm coming. Shoot up. I'm coming. 41's the Mike. 41's the Mike. Check. 41. Cut.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. He dumps it down to Ingram. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. It's caught by Roberts. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 39.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Come on, QB, come on. 41's the Mike. 41's the Mike. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Hey, 41's Mike. 41's Mike. Silver.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Roberts has it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Flushed it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
On third down, Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Well, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
Buddy up. 41's the mic. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey,
they'll run here with Ingram. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for the loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
They need to reverse the trend. The last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Now it's Jackson, eluding the pressure right to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while, but when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, first and 10 at the 20. They begin the drive with Johnson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 22, Watson. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
After the interception, here's Watson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Matt Judon coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Watson. This is caught, and he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Here's Jackson to throw. Buying time to his left. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
To throw is Jackson. On 3rd down. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. He'd had some success as a runner previously on this drive, just not as much space there that time.
Yeah, this time when he pulled it down, they were ready for him, so I think he's going to have to fling a few in order to open up that running lane again.
41's the mic, 41's the mic. Check.
They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He finds Roberts, complete. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. And that's what you've got your tough little slot receiver for, isn't it? Right there, those 4th down conversions in the middle of the field.
He knows that's where he has to make his living, and that's where he has to make plays to help his team. And no one is asking him to do anything more or less than do exactly what we saw there.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Jackson's throw on target to Willie Snead. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
41's the mic. 41's the mic.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL.
Touchdown, Houston. Duke Johnson, 65 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of it.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Throwing again is Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards on the play, first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Matt Judon picks up his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Watson now to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The sack there by J.J. Watt. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spend the entire halftime just working with them on.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Pernell McPhee, always a threat to find the QB, and he gets to him there.
They need a stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Now Johnson. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
3rd and long. It's Watson. And he finds Stills, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
Check right, check right. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
from the gun. Here's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pernell McPhee able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Back to throw, Watson. And the pressure gets to him again. Matt Judon getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
It's just me and you.
On 3rd down, Johnson. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. Talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, check 43.
Jackson to throw on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And this one will be brought back to the 22. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
He's set. 57, come on. Get that quarterback. He's coming. Alert. He's coming. Alert.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Jackson now. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On 2nd down, Ingram. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Jackson now to throw again. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And an alley to run. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. With the score, Texans 14.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. From the gun, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw is Jackson. He's going to find his tight end Boyle. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. Jackson throwing here complete to Boyle. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Rush in. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3. Say.
To throw again is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 12-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
Oh, Davis from the top rope. I like it. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Come on, man. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 9, Jackson eluding the pressure right. This one complete to Ingram. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He felt the pressure coming there. That was a good job of just making something out of nothing, so to speak.
Yeah, took the hit and still made the play. You know, when we talk about runners, all right, and on running plays, runs after contact, we call that getting dirty yards, tough, gritty ones. To me, that's like the version of a dirty pass. He knows he's going to get smacked, yet still delivers the football and picks up good yardage.
Jackson, flush to his right. He may try and run for this. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. I tell you, it has not been his best day throwing the football. He really needs to piece something together here.
All will be forgiven if he leads them into the end zone.
Here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He's got it to Ingram, complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. He's back to throw. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Screen play, Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. The Texans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Watson now to throw. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They, of course, tie game, would like to avoid overtime if they could.
And a lot of people would go ahead and play it safe here and get it.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
I'm fairly sure that there's no good time to cough up the football. But this couldn't be much worse, could it?
No.
This situation, this yard line, no chance.
They set it on a T-form. They're already in field goal range here late in the fourth now.
Yeah, warm up the kicker. Just make sure they take care of the ball now. They've got a chance to put this thing away.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Now Watson, and Stills bringing it in. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Houston. Kenny Stills with time running out, and the Texans have taken the lead.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and the people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. DJ Reader able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed?